Welcome, Veritas family. Welcome to our next session of Give and Take. I am here with Dr. Dan Riley. Hi, Dan. How are you?
I'm well. How are you, Sherry?
We are so glad to have you. We're doing great. As always, if you are watching us live or in replay, jump into the comments and tell us where you're watching from and tell us how you might know the guest who is Dr. Riley today. Um, since you're brand new to our give and take sessions, Dr. Riley, I'm going to have you um, in our original three segments, we're going to have you jump in and tell us your VBC origin story. Then you're going to bring to the table, share with the students a tip or resource, and then we're going to play our game toward the end. So without further ado, we're going to jump right in and let you get started with your VBC origin story.
All right. Thank you, Sherry. Well, I have been a K through 12 administrator for 29 years now. I had not dipped my feet into higher education waters until 2021. So, a year into COVID, I guess. And I
Yeah.
don't know if I don't know if I was bored being at home with COVID or what, but something just told me, hey, apply to teach some online classes for a college. I initially started with another college, but 1 year into teaching for another college, which I thoroughly enjoyed, I got to meet Dr. Lisa Joyner through
Hmm.
a common friend. It's actually a graduate, a master's graduate of Veritas. Can I say names? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. His name is Curtis Tomlin, and
Okay.
he's
Yes.
the administrator of Hidden Treasure Christian School in Taylor, South Carolina. So I actually, Curtis told me I should get to know Lisa, and
Hmm.
so and maybe apply to teach at Veritas. At that point, I had not heard of Veritas before, being down here in Florida, away from everybody,
Yeah.
all the civilized people up there. So,
I don't know if I would give us all that much credit, but
So I think I think I emailed Dr. Joyner, and we just got to know each other online. We never actually met in person until um, last year in Orlando at the FACS convention when we finally met in person,
yes.
a year into my teaching for Veritas. So at that point, I she said, hey, fill out this application and let's get the process started. And I had fallen in love at the other college with teaching higher education. I have taught students and supervised teachers and worked with parents for 29 years. And I think the Lord has been preparing my heart for a transition from K through 12 to preparing the teachers and preparing the administrators who will be doing what I'm doing for the next 30 years. And I think, I think the Lord's given me a big passion for that now.
Well, I know that Ann Rill, our academic dean, who I know you've met prior,
Yes.
she would say the same thing. And if you're on here, you can corroborate this. But just over time, the Lord changes your heart to you loving teaching, but to loving teaching teachers. And so I think that there is this you know, the Lord makes that change, but then there is this, no matter what the format, you're actually in person or you're online, but just teaching teachers is, now that's okay. That's no problem.
Yeah.
It's something that, becomes your passion. You slowly shift where that's the passion. And I love to hear that. I think that's great.
And I love K through 12, but next year will be my 30th year. And I'm loving this teaching in higher education as well as I'm actually training my replacement, th this year. Next year may be my last, probably most likely will be my last year in K through 12 admin full time at least. I could still be here
Okay.
for advisory and things like that. But
Sure.
I really feel the Lord calling me into this next step of higher education and also training or helping other Christian schools who wish to start a special needs program. That's what my wife and I are very passionate about that as well. She's our special ed director here at our school. And of course, Kendall, our son, was the spark who sparked us into starting our own special education program here at our school. And other schools who are thinking about it or kind of not sure of what to do, we kind of want to be a blessing to those schools as well. So,
Now
you know,
tell the students or tell the family here that's jumped on. Kendall is your oldest son with special needs. Is that correct?
yes, he was our first child. We adopted him after 10 years of no children. We decided to adopt, and the Lord allowed us to find Kendall at 9 months old.
Oh,
And at that point, we did not know about his special needs yet. We knew he had some physical needs. He had hypotonia, which is low muscle tone, and you can see it predominantly in his face, where his facial features would droop, kind of look like, Droopy the dog, a
yeah.
little bit. Um, Very loving, and he showed no emotion until the social workers say until we showed up to visit him, and all of a sudden he started laughing at my
Oh,
little puppy I was giving him, and they all came running in because Kendall had never laughed before, so at that point we knew
yeah,
we knew
that's so
that
special. So he became the reason, the why to really be passionate about special education. I think that's
he
awesome.
was I call him the spark.
Yeah.
So, he's grown up totally dependent on us. And, he when he was done with high school, he just said, I'm done. That was his graduation. I done.
Yeah. I like
So,
it.
okay, certificate of completion it is, buddy.
There you go.
Um,
That's
so
great.
but yes, he was the spark. We could not find a special education Christian school program within 5 counties of here, and we
Yeah.
live near Orlando, Tampa, Gainesville. We live kind of in between of all three of those cities there, and none of the more rural counties around us had any kind of special education program that
Hmm.
was Christian based,
Hmm.
faith based. So,
Right.
we prayed about it, and the Lord said, "Hey, just start with a beginning type program at your own school and see what happens." And we did that. We prepared for the first year of 5 students. We actually had 15 the first year. Then we had 30 the next year. These are all students with IEPs. And
That's
today we
amazing.
have 80 IEPs
Oh,
out of 220
wow.
students.
That's
So,
crazy.
well, now some of
Wow.
those IEPs, caveat, some of those IEPs are just for things like speech therapy, language therapy.
Sure.
But yes, 80 in total IEPs.
Wow, that's impressive. Yeah, it's a real need, and people are very, very hungry for a Christian organization who will love and care for their special needs children. Because, like you said, you couldn't find it, so you started one.
Yep.
And that is where I feel like Veritas can really, really come in handy. Those of you who are watching, so we've got Michael Raker is watching from West Alexandria, Ohio. Hey, Michael. Joshua Leager from Columbus, Georgia. Thanks so much for hopping on today. Veritas has a very robust and thriving special education program, spearheaded by passionate and loving instructors who, for most of them, started their own programs because of this very reason. They just didn't have access to resources, so they had to just do it themselves. Um, so you would be a typical story in most cases. And what we've done at Veritas is gathered you all together and created a special education foundation certificate, which gives the expertise of 10 or 12, I think it's 10 or 12 videos. Somebody can correct me there, but it is something where if you are teetering, if your school or institution needs access to special needs instructors and you have very little time or resources, this is the program to jump into, because you will not only get the program, the courses, but you will get the connection with these instructors who have gone before you. They can be your
It-
mentors.
It's
And I'm so
actually
thrilled to hear that.
10 to 12 instructors, but 30 lectures.
Oh,
30,
great. Oh, great.
yes,
Yeah,
30 separate lectures, 30 topics basically,
that's awesome.
or subtopics. And the content of this is incredible. Even special education majors who majored or minored in special ed in their Christian college, they will learn something new from these. Trust me, it's very thorough. So I appreciate the certificate program that we started.
Yeah, that's great. I appreciate your so you connected with Lisa, and that's how you got involved here at at the college. And you started teaching with us when
Uh,
did you?
2022.
Okay.
Yeah, 2022. So it's only been a couple of years with two graduate courses, Introduction to Special Education, the graduate level, 510, and then 612, the Behavior Management and Social Skills Training class. I started with those two, and then last year when we started the EDD program, I taught an EDD course, a doctorate course, and right now I'm teaching my first undergraduate course.
Okay, so
Yes.
you
So
deigned to reach the freshman of the group. Okay,
yes.
great. Well, we're
So I have
great.
my first undergraduate course I'm doing right now.
Okay,
So
very good. That's very exciting. So those of you watching this, Dr. Riley has lots of experience and teaches on our fairly new doctoral program, but is now teaching on the undergrad program as well. So you're going to get to benefit from his legacy and long time teaching in the special education realm. So Lisette from Stafford, Virginia just hopped on. Hey, Lisette, how are you? Okay, so let's move on to the second segment, which is a tip or resource that you have for the students. What did you bring for them today?
okay. So it's a tip. It's definitely a tip. Maybe a couple tips.
Yeah.
Maybe three tips.
Sure,
Um,
keep them coming.
Number one, I just want to share my life's verse. It's been my life's verse since my senior year in high school, and that's Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. And I think that is just foundational. A simple verse everyone knows if you're a Christian out there, but it's just foundational to what you will be doing in your college training, in your graduate school training, in postgraduate school training. It's very foundational, just that you make sure that you are trusting the Lord with the steps in your life and you're taking those steps one step at a time. You don't have to see 10 steps ahead.
Yeah.
If God wants to show you only the next step, he will only show you the next step. And then once you do that and trust and obey him, then he can show you the third step and the fourth step and the fifth step. But foundationally, I want to suggest to everyone to follow God's plan just one step at a time.
I
Um,
appreciate you bringing that to reminder. Of course, like you said, those of us who have learned that when we're 4 years old in Sunday school, but having it brought back to your mind at appropriate times is so helpful. And it is such a great verse to keep us grounded. You know, sometimes we can spiral because, like you said, we can't see the end from the beginning. We don't know the 10 steps ahead. And that can, for those of us who are control freaks, or we definitely like to know
right.
those kinds of details, it's really challenging not to have that, but have that verse brought back at just the right moment is so helpful. So I appreciate you bringing that up today.
I'm a guidance counselor too at our school because, we wear many hats as
Yes.
most small Christian schools do.
Yep.
So as guidance counselor, I see our seniors sometimes sit down and talk to me, and I have no idea what I'm going to do or what I'm going
Yep.
to do after college or what I'm going to do after this or after that. Should I get my, graduate degree after? I said, listen, you haven't even started your undergraduate degree. Let's do one thing at a time here.
Right.
So yes, you're right. But besides that verse, I wanted to just throw this out there that college is not just about gaining knowledge. It's about becoming the person of God, the person God created you to be. And my challenge is to take time to grow spiritually during college, emotionally, intellectually during college. Ask yourself daily how your studies, your relationships, and your choices align with your Christian life and your calling. And remembering you're not just preparing for a career, you're preparing to serve with a purpose. And so, if you're doing college just as a career, and if you're at Veritas, you're probably not.
Mhm.
Okay. You're not probably not in it for a high paying career because this is a ministry college. We have ministry and we have Christian education. So I'm probably preaching to the choir here, but make sure you get all you can out of college and not just the courses, passing assignments, passing assignments, passing assignments. My challenge to you is to take those assignments and to think deeply into the assignments and say, how can I implement this? Maybe graduate students, I talk to you mostly. How can I implement this immediately into my classroom today? how can my school or how can I help my school administrator implement this into our school program today instead of just I'm going to write the paper. Hopefully I get good enough grade and pass it. That's how high schoolers think. But you
Yeah,
are college students now, or graduate level, or doctoral level.
that's right.
So make
This is
sure you
helpful
are learning to
information.
apply what you learn
Yeah.
and not just to get the assignment
And I
finished.
love that you take that approach with your classes because studies show that those who are able to pair their passion um, um, with their classes, if you can infuse what you already are doing and what you are already loving and what you are passionate about into your um, assignments and things for your classes, that you are set yourself up for success. A lot of success, those students are more successful than the students who can't visualize what the purpose of these things are outside of their class.
I
And so
remember my, go ahead.
I appreciate you bringing that up. I think that's a very good tip.
I remember my own college pathway. In my undergrad, I was kind of lost. I changed majors twice. So I graduated in 5 years instead of four.
Sure.
Um, I attended Bob Jones University, and it seemed like my undergrad, I was just trying to get through it. I was trying to exactly what I said not to do, just
Yeah.
pass the class, pass that stinking history of civ class,
Yes.
all
Yes.
those kind of things. And but when I get to my master's degree program, and I actually did this 8 years after I had started being a principal. I had so much more to put into that class.
Yes.
Hey, they're teaching us this in the master's program. I have learned this. I have something to offer. I'll raise my hand,
Yes.
this and that. So at that point, it's not just academics. It is you are actually being trained for what you're going to do the rest of your life.
Right. Yeah,
So
that's good. It's a really good, and it's the idea of you get out of it what you put into it. And
yes,
so as you get older, that becomes much more important and it becomes much more rich. You understand it better. That's good.
right. Absolutely.
Great. Was that your last tip?
My last little tip is don't be afraid to ask questions to your professors. Use them. The professors, especially here at Veritas, are very interested in you personally and your ministry. So don't be afraid to ask even the hard questions to them, even privately by email and things like that. I
Yeah.
tell all my students this: once you finish my course, you are always welcome to email me later, even if I'm not your teacher anymore, because
Yes. I get that overwhelmingly from the instructors. Their
yeah,
responses afterwards I'll talk to them years later and they'll say, I still connect with these
yeah,
students.
yeah,
They will still contact me. They will still reach out to me about a certain thing. And I think I love that about Veritas and I love that about our instructors, that they're not in it just for that semester. It's for the long haul and we're partnering with you.
yeah.
Whatever you take on in your future, we're with you. And I think that's exciting.
And I tried as much as I can to attend the graduation. I started last year, and we've already got our plane tickets for this year, so I'll be
Hey, all
there.
right. That's awesome. Hey, shameless plug for graduation. Those of you who are graduating, of course, make the trip. It will be worth it. Those of you who are not graduating, come celebrate with us. It is our one time on campus. As an online institution, we don't get to see each other in person ever, except for at graduation. So if you are teetering on whether or not you should come, you should. And then spend some time in the DC area. Lots and lots of things to do for attractions and sightseeing. We can get you ready, or we can get you a list of things that we recommend. Of the Fredericksburg area itself is lots of historical sites and things to see here, lots to do. So if you're on the fence, if nothing else, come see us. We'd love to meet you in person. We'd love to see you. It's just most exciting time of the year for us is our graduation ceremony. So I appreciate you, Dr. Riley, making the effort to put it on your calendar and already got your ticket and everything.
Oh
That's
yeah.
great. We've got Denny Hastings who is watching from Antigua. Thanks for hopping on, Denny. Okay, now we're going to get to our last segment, which is our s'mores game. Those of you who are with us know what this is about. It's the top four of any given category. Yours, tell us a little bit about why this is a fun or funny topic. I know,
Mhm.
because I don't want to be crass and I don't want to be like we're poking fun. So I want you to start the conversation if you don't mind.
So I have diabetes, and for the last 7 years, the diabetes has attacked my right foot for whatever reason. It chooses, which foot to attack, I guess. I had something called Charcot foot, which basically destroys all the bones in my foot. And because I have neuropathy, I never felt it happening. So, over that course of time, I've had four major surgeries to try to reconstruct the foot. Two down at the University of Miami, two at the University of Florida. I mean, the top surgeons in the state and country on foot and ankle. And alas, um, the nothing would hold because the foot just would not hold the hardware. The
Mhm.
hardware would keep coming out and getting
Got it.
infected and have to go back into the hospital for infections and IV antibiotics after IV antibiotics. So finally, a year ago, this is January, so end of February, almost a year ago, 11 months ago, all doctors and surgeons decided that it was time for me to have an amputation. So I had a below knee amputation of my right foot.
Mhm.
Currently, I have a prosthetic and I'm walking around. So yay. Last year in graduation, I wheelchaired down and sat on the front pew, and I didn't like that. I'm glad at graduation I can actually walk down this year.
That's
But
exciting. Okay, very good.
so
Yeah.
I've been under the anesthesia many times.
Okay, so with that said, our topic for Schmores this week is worst things to hear during surgery. So we are going to go back and forth. We're going to let Dr. Riley start. So you go ahead, and I'm going to take notes. Start with your number one thing you would hate to hear during surgery.
Number one. All right. Number one, it's two different words, but either or. Either whoa or oops.
Yeah, I
Whoa
had,
or
I had
oops.
Yes, I had oops. So I'm gonna give you a whoa and oops. That I definitely had that on my list because I can imagine. Now I will say I've never had surgery. I've been into the hospital, but never had surgery. I can imagine I would not want to hear these. So all right. So my number one, since you took oops, is it supposed to do that? So you wouldn't want to hear your doctor
Mhm.
question either the process or the tools or whatever. So number one for me is it supposed to do that? All right. What is your number two?
Uh, does anybody have a towel?
Oh boy. That's funny. That's a good one. All right. My number two is my mom was really nagging me when she dropped me off today. I don't think I want to hear my doctor as I'm going under to talk about how his mom is annoying him and she had to drop him off at work. So,
That's funny.
uh, okay, what's your number three?
All right. Um, let's see. Should we call his wife?
Oh boy.
Should we call his wife? That would make me perk up and think, what's happening here?
What did you find in there? Yeah, what are we dealing with? That's a good one. Okay, my number three is I wish I had brought my glasses.
Ah, yes,
I
that's
don't think I
good.
would want to hear any of my team in the room wishing that they had brought their glasses.
That's good.
All
Yeah.
right. What is your number four?
Number four, um, and this I've actually heard many times
Oh,
because sometimes they think I'm asleep and I'm not. Is he asleep yet? So I've
oh,
heard that. So I'm going to put that as my number four. Is he asleep yet?
that's funny.
Because if when I hear that, I think, oh, they want to say something, but they don't want me to hear it. So they're wondering if I'm asleep yet.
That's funny. Yeah, well, I would want to be totally asleep before they start doing anything important, or I guess
Yes.
that's the point, So that's good. All right, so my number four is what do you mean it's the other knee? I would
Ah,
not want to hear that.
yes, yes, yes.
I had an honorable mention, which was related to something else I was looking at, and I thought it would be funny here. Hey Siri, how do you stop uncontrolled bleeding? I don't think I would want to hear them consult Siri for anything.
Consulting. That's good. That's good, Sherry. Consulting
That's
Siri.
funny.
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay. So my so your four are whoa slash oops. Number 2, does anybody have a towel? Number 3, should we call his wife? Number 4, is he asleep yet? My 4 would be number 1, is it supposed to do that? Number 3, my mom was really nagging me when she dropped me off today. I mean, number 3, I wish I brought my glasses. And number 4, what do you mean it's the other knee? So I am thrilled that you popped on today. I'm so thankful that you carved out some time in your schedule to be with us. I'm going to post the poll. If you have any questions for Dr. Riley, be sure to send them in, connect with him. He has a lot of experience in the special education world, and we're so thrilled that he's decided to be part of the Veritas family. Thank you so much again today for being a part, and we will talk to you guys next time.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Sherry.